Soldier Field opened back in 1924 with the Bears becoming 10-71, and what a home field advantage it has become here in Chicago. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First play and a first pass for Cousins. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Let's take it at around the 40. Powers through him. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Lions will take over. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Up to the 49. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
And he is going to have the Lions first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. I think we just saw that there.
And we saw that indeed, picking up the first. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule it out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly what they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right, and this will remain a scoreless game.
I can remember a game here in Chicago a few years back. It was so blustery that Robbie Gould tried a field goal and just about kicked it out of bounds. Once that wind starts coming in off Lake Michigan, it can cause havoc in the kicking game.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, not able to find any yardage on that one.
Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins. That's complete to Mooney. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they were in field goal range last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes where people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And now a hook up downfield on second down. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker, and the Bears will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get him next time out.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Throwing, Cousins. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he'll be out right at the 35. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. And that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins. That's complete to the tight end, Werner. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because He really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred the defense.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. For the Bears at a disappointing 0-4 through the first month of the year. It's been really a lost first month of the season, that's for sure.
And they still believe they have potential. They still believe they're a good team. But they have to absolutely start showing it right now. 0-4? That doesn't even sound right to them. But let's face it, you are what your record says you are until you break out of it.
To the air again, it's Cousins. That's going to be caught downfield by Mooney. Touchdown, Chicago! After a fairly uneventful first quarter, that last play, that'll make a few highlight clips.
It certainly will, and you're exactly right. The first quarter almost felt like a feeling out process, didn't it? Both teams, okay, what are we going to do? Looks like they ramped things up just a little bit to start the second quarter.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls at work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the play did on the last one.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got this to Williams, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. They'll drop to throw. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. On play action, they'll throw. Buying time to his left. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are an extra point away from drawing level. The extra point up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He will score. Touchdown, Bears.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now the touchback's coming back to the 25 instead of the 20. When guys fielded that deep in the end zone, I think most coaches want to take a knee.
Yeah, it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He got 29 yards that time. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Looking to throw. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
We often talk about understanding the playbook, understanding progressions, and understanding what the defense is doing. We saw all of that on that play. Great recognition and understood where his running back was going to be. Found a way to have him leak out underneath, hit him with the football, and they picked up the first down.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. Cousins now. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incomplete.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skilled
open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A great effort there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Lions are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point safely through, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14-all following the interception last time that led to a score. Now they've got it 1st and 10. He's going to go up top again. And that is incomplete.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Cousins. He's got a man. Complete. 20. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Bears are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jamison Williams on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Lions are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. The point after is good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. Oh, good return up past the 30. And he goes out of bounds just shy of 40, right around the 39. So solid starting field position. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Meanwhile, Cousins' throw complete here to Komet. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. A first down throw for Cousins. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Now Cousins here on the bootleg. And this will be caught by Mooney. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third. Cousins.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception.
And in for the Lions touchdown. A great play there. 48 yards.
And the Lions will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Extra point up and through. And they will take a 7-point lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
That is knocked away and incomplete, but a penalty flag. In the backfield, this might be a roughing call. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense, 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. And this one is incomplete.
But one thing we certainly know, he likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate. No turnover either.
To throw again on 2nd down, Cousins. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz. Hey, flipper, flipper. Hey, flipper, flipper.
Final play of the half, Cousins. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Well, certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here, as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the 3rd quarter. Yeah, they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain, or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's a toss play right to Swift. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. He's going to have the first down and then some. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A big play there on the catch and run. 30 yards. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. This is Swift on the counter. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A handoff, Swift running to the left. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
To throw, Cousins. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. But with the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best. But these guys have been a little bit better, Charles. And a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay. Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. Now the ball comes loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Swift going to try up the middle. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Touchdown! Jamison Williams.
A 14-yard touchdown. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. No problem there on the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Chicago!
Yeah, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
They'll run right here with Swift.
They find some open field here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
90 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Second and 11. They'll stay on the ground with Swift.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They'll try and run here with Swift.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
DeAndre Swift. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead.
Point after, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
For a quick second there, I thought we were about to have a repeat performance of a kickoff return for a touchdown. This guy's on fire today.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And you hate to see this for them, but they're looking at yet another loss to begin this season. Things really going from bad to worse as they trail here starting this drive 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers,
yeah, he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Bears have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And this is picked up by the Bears. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
Partner, that would look like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here now. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. DJ Moore from 17 yards out. And the Bears have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, the head coach told us, I saw this sitting in my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. 1-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
2nd and 2. They'll find Swift out of the backfield. And they're going to get this up to midfield. That's on the tackle, Penei Sewell.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now back to throw. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked up by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
It certainly felt like he was going to challenge this defense no matter what, and he stepped up and tried to throw it to the outermost edge of the zone coverage, and they were more than ready for him. The problem now is if they are limited in what they're doing throwing the football, they got to figure out how to move it without being able to throw it to the outside and throw it downfield.
That's complete right side to Kmet. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery.
But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
So the face mask moves him closer, and now first and goal.
Now an end around as Cousins will just pop this forward.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8.
Now they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it up towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
Here's second and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Now Cousins. This will be caught at about the 6. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to third and goal. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal.
To the air again, it's Cousins.
And he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago.
It's a 6-yard touchdown pass.
And the Bears have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter.
Important extra point up and through, and that will make this a 4-point game.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. He'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
And what a throw that was, Charles. You think about the situation, close game, fourth quarter, rookie quarterback. He doesn't seem phased one bit.
So much for bright lights, big city, and will he wilt? Not at all. The stage not too big, the moment not too big at all. They needed points on that series, and not only did he produce a touchdown drive, but how about finishing it off with a big play that only adds to the momentum that they've already established.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now Cousins. Escaping the pressure right. And he fires one incomplete. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions, and that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Cousins to throw.
Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with 3rd down coming up.
Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over, so a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
Cousins. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play.
So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe call is to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Incomplete pass there is probably the best scenario going because if he catches the football, clock's probably going to run out in that situation.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Now a give right side Swift.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
From the end zone, here comes Herbert.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
On third down, Cousins. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Aiden Hutchinson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Trying to lay one up deep. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And now, goodness, possession's going to go over right at the 10-yard line. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. And his kick is indeed good. And the Lions are going to win this game.
Well, partner, you and I were excited for this one today and certainly had its moments. Some good execution at times by both of these offenses. Defenses both made some plays as well. And always a joy to be up here in the booth next to you, my friend.
Yeah, it's a privilege to be up here in the booth next to you as well. Thanks for taking the time, and let's go ahead and get ready for our next one, right? I'll see you in the film room. Get that preparation started now.
So for Detroit, they moved back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for Chicago, things aren't looking good. It'll be an 0-5 start, and they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers.